Welcome back. We are still on the topic statistics. In the previous video, we learned how to find the mean deviation of a set of numbers. In this video, we are going to learn how to find the mean deviation from a frequency distribution table. Mean deviation from a frequency distribution table. From a frequency distribution table, the mean deviation is equal to sigma f times the absolute values of x minus the mean of x divided by sigma f. To get the mean of x, we will divide sigma fx by sigma f. So when you have a frequency distribution table and you are asked to find the mean deviation, you have to find f times the absolute values of x minus the mean of x, and then you find their sum. After that, you divide it by the sum of the f values. Let's apply this to solve a question. Let's consider this question. The marks scored by students in an examination are given in the table below. Find the mean deviation. So in the table, we have the marks and the number of students who scored each mark. We have learned that to get the mean deviation, the formula we are going to use is sigma f times the absolute values of x minus the mean of x divided by sigma f. And so we are going to draw a 5-column table. The first column will be for the marks, which will give us the x values. The second column will be for the number of students or the frequencies, which will give us the f values. We need the mean, and so we will have a column for fx because the mean is equal to sigma fx divided by sigma f. Then we need the absolute values of x minus the mean of x, so we have a column for that. And finally, we will need f times the absolute values of x minus the mean of x. Let's fill the table up. So we have the marks here and the frequencies. The third column is fx. We'll get the fx values by multiplying the f values by the x values. So the first one will be 6 times 20, which is 120. The next one is 8 times 25, which is 200. The next one is 10 times 30, which is 300. We have 15 times 35, which is 525. 11 times 40 is 440. 4 times 45 is 180. We need sigma fx and sigma f, so we add all the f values, and that gives us 54. For sigma fx, we add all the fx values, and that will give us 1765. So we can find the mean. So the mean will be equal to 1765 divided by 54. And this will give us 32.69. We know that to get the mean deviation, the formula is sigma f times the absolute values of x minus the mean of x divided by sigma f. So we need to find the absolute values of x minus the mean of x. After that, we will multiply it by sigma f. And that is what we have in the fourth column, the absolute values of x minus the mean of x. To get that, we will subtract the mean, which is 32.69, from the x values. So the first one will be 20 minus 32.69. 20 minus 32.69 is negative 12.69, but the absolute value of negative 12.69 is 12.69. The next one will be 25 minus 32.69. 25 minus 32.69 is negative 7.69. The absolute value of negative 7.69 is 7.69. The next one will be the absolute value of 30 minus 32.69, and that will be 2.69. The next one is 35 minus 32.69. 35 minus 32.69 is 2.31. The absolute value of 2.31 is 2.31. The next one is 40 minus 32.69, which is 7.31. The absolute value is 7.31. And the last one is 45 minus 32.69. The absolute value of 45 minus 32.69 is 12.31. Now that we have the absolute values of x minus the mean of x, we can find f times the absolute value of x minus the mean of x. So you multiply the values in this column by the values in this column. So the first one will be 6 times 12.69. That will be 76.14. The next one is 8 times 7.69, which is 62.52. The next one is 10 times 2.69, which is 26.90. The next one is 15 times 2.31, which is 34.65. The next one is 11 times 7.31, which is 80.41. And the last one is 4 times 12.31, which is 49.24. We need the sum of these values, so we add all of them. When we add all of them, you have 328.86. So we can now find the mean deviation. The mean deviation will be equal to 328.86 divided by 54. And this will give us 6.09. So the mean deviation of the distribution is 6.09. Let's consider another question. The table below shows the distribution of marks in a mathematics test. So we have the marks and their corresponding frequencies. We are going to use this information to find the mean deviation. We know that the mean deviation is given by the formula sigma f times the absolute values of x minus the mean of x divided by sigma f. To get this, we will draw a 6-column table. The reason why we are drawing a 6-column table is that we will have to include a column for the class midpoints, because here we have been given the intervals. So our x values should be the class midpoints. So in the first column, we have the marks. In the second column, we have the frequencies. In the third column, we have the class midpoints, which will be the x values. In the third column, we have the fx values because we need the mean. In the next column, you have the absolute values of x minus the mean of x. And in the last one, we have f times the absolute values of x minus the mean of x. Let's fill it up. So we have the marks here and their corresponding frequencies. To get the class midpoints, you add the lower class limit to the upper class limit and divide the result by 2. So the first one will be 1 plus 20 divided by 2. And 1 plus 20 divided by 2 is 10.5. The next one is 21 plus 40 divided by 2, which is 30.5. The next one is 41 plus 60 divided by 2, that is 50.5. The next one is 61 plus 80 divided by 2, that is 70.5. And the last one is 81 plus 100 divided by 2, and that is 90.5. We now have the x values, so we can find fx. We will get it by multiplying the f values by the x values. So the first one will be 8 times 10.5, which is 84. The next one is 14 times 30.5, which is 427. The next one is 18 times 50.5, which is 909. The next one is 48 times 70.5, which is 3,384. And the last one is 12 times 90.5, which is 1,086. We have the fx values. We have the f values. To get the mean, we will need sigma f, which is 100, and sigma fx, which is 5,890. So you divide 5,890 by 100, and that will give us 58.9. Now we have the mean, so we can find the absolute values of x minus the mean. So you subtract 58.9 from the x values, which we have here, the class midpoints, and then we will find the absolute value. The absolute value of 10.5 minus 58.9 is 48.4. The absolute value of 30.5 minus 58.9 is 28.4. The absolute value of 50.5 minus 58.9 is 8.4. The absolute value of 70.5 minus 58.9 is 11.6. And the absolute value of 90.5 minus 58.9 is 31.6. We now have the absolute values of x minus the mean of x. So we can find f times the absolute values of x minus the mean of x. So we are going to multiply the numbers in this column by the numbers in this column. So the first one will be 8 times 48.4, and that is 387.2. The next one is 14 times 28.4, that is 397.6. The next one is 18 times 8.4, which is 151.2. The next one is 48 times 11.6, that is 556.8. And the last one is 12 times 31.6, and that is 379.2. We need the sum of these values, so we add all of them and we will have 1872. We can now find the mean deviation. The mean deviation will be equal to 1872 divided by sigma f, which is 100, and this will give us 18.72. So the mean deviation of the distribution is 18.72. Let's consider the last question. The marks obtained by 40 students in an examination are as follows. So we have the raw data here. Using the class intervals 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, etc., construct a frequency table for the distribution. That's the first part. And the second part is find the mean deviation of the data. Here we have the raw data. We know that the mean deviation is equal to sigma f times the absolute values of x minus the mean of x divided by sigma f. Because we have the raw data, our table is going to have 7 columns. The reason why we are having 7 columns is that we will have to introduce an additional column for the tally. So you have the class intervals in the first one, the second one will be for the tally, the third one will be for the frequency, the fourth one will be for the class midpoints, which will be the x values. We will need the mean, and so the fifth one will be for fx. The sixth one will be for the absolute values of x minus the mean of x. And the seventh one will be f times the absolute values of x minus the mean of x. Because I've already explained how to do the tally for raw data like this in the previous video, I'll assume that you know how to do the tally by now. So I'll not go through the process of doing the tally. Here's our table. We have the class intervals here, we have the tally here, and we have the frequencies. We know that the mean, you will find it by using the formula sigma fx divided by sigma f. So we need the x values, and the x values will be the class midpoints. We will add the lower class limit to the upper class limit and divide the result by 2. So you have 1 plus 10 divided by 2, that is 5.5. 11 plus 20 divided by 2 is 15.5. 21 plus 30 divided by 2 is 25.5. So when you go through the same process, the next one will be 35.5, we have 45.5, 55.5, 65.5, 75.5, 85.5, and 95.5. We can now find our fx values. You multiply the f values, that is the values in this column, by the x values, the values in this column. 1 times 5.5 is 5.5. 4 times 15.5 is 62. 6 times 25.5 is 153. 6 times 35.5 is 213. 7 times 45.5 is 318.5. 6 times 55.5 is 333. 4 times 65.5 is 262. 3 times 75.5 is 226.5. 2 times 85.5 is 171. And finally, 1 times 95.5 is 95.5. We will need sigma fx to find the mean. So we add everything here together, and that gives us 1,840. So the mean will be equal to 1,840 divided by 40, and that will give us 46. So the mean of the distribution is 46. In the next column, we are going to find the absolute values of x minus the mean of x. So it will be the x values minus the mean, which is 46. Then we find the absolute value. So the first one will be the absolute value of 55.5 minus 46, and that will be 40.5. The absolute value of 15.5 minus 46 is 30.5. The absolute value of 25.5 minus 46 is 20.5. The absolute value of 35.5 minus 46 is 10.5. The absolute value of 45.5 minus 46 is 0.5. The absolute value of 55.5 minus 46 is 9.5. The absolute value of 65.5 minus 46 is 19.5. The absolute value of 75.5 minus 46 is 29.5. The absolute value of 85.5 minus 46 is 39.5. And the absolute value of 95.5 minus 46 is 49.5. Now that we have the absolute values of x minus the mean of x, we can find f times the absolute value of x minus the mean of x. So you multiply the numbers in this column by the numbers in this column. So the first one will be 1 times 40.5, which is 40.5. The next one is 4 times 30.5, which is 122. The next one is 6 times 20.5, which is 123. The next one is 6 times 10.5, which is 63. The next one is 7 times 0.5, which is 3.5. The next one is 6 times 9.5, which is 57. The next one is 4 times 19.5, which is 78. The next one is 3 times 29.5, which is 88.5. The next one is 2 times 39.5, which is 79. And the last one is 1 times 49.5, which is 49.5. We need the sum of these values, so we add everything here together, and that gives us 704. So the mean deviation will be equal to 704 divided by sigma f, which is 40, and this will give us 17.6. So the mean deviation of the data given to us is 17.6. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to this channel for more videos. In this video, we have learned how to find the mean deviation from a frequency distribution table. In the next video, we are going to learn how to find the standard deviation and variance of a set of numbers. Bye-bye.